Hey everybody, Steven here, and for today's video review, I'm actually going to be talking about the shoes that I have on right now, which are the Vivobarefoot Motus. So when I first saw Vivobarefoot, this was actually one of the first shoes that I saw, and it actually was the first one where I was like, man, I need a pair of these shoes, but they are $160. Typically, you don't find these used on eBay. So the first pair of Vivobarefoot shoes that I did get was the Stealth 2 because I got a used pair off eBay. Finally bit the bullet with this one and got these brand new for $160. I got these back in, I want to say August, and it's January, right? The beginning of the new year. So I've had these roughly 6 months, let's say. And although they are one of the best looking shoes in terms of style for minimals, in my personal opinion, especially out of the Vivobarefoot line, they broke down really quick. And that's the big thing that I wanted to kind of talk about first, which is it is going to depend on what you're doing. I have some clients that actually have these. They got them in black. I got mine in white. I would recommend black just because these don't even really look white anymore. I mean, they're like a white gray, right? But these look like dark, dirty gray. And that dirt shows up really, really quick, minus the paint that I spilled on these. But with this, I definitely recommend black color for not only that, but because these will rip super easy. And like I said, it does depend on what you're doing with them. I'm just sitting on the ground, I'm shifting on the ground. You'll see me move a lot. We'll do these movements. I got a complaint about not showcasing what I'm doing in the shoes, so I'll actually have that playing with this in the corner, showcasing some of the outside movement and the indoor movement that I do with these shoes. And with that, my movement ranges from outside, climbing rocks and trees and jumping around, to being in the gym, doing my MoveNat and parkour stuff, doing my ground floor work, which is really where these tear up quick. If you plan on doing that type of stuff, although these feel amazing, I probably wouldn't recommend them because at $160, the top is just gonna, the mesh is gonna wear down really quick on you. And that's what I do. I have holes in these shoes already. I do like that the rubber extends all the way across here to protect, because that's usually where I rip my shoes, from the big toe. But if you're just gonna be at the gym, like these are supposed to be their cross trainers, right? If you're just gonna be at the gym doing regular lifting and all of that, these would be a phenomenal shoe. My clients that don't do as much parkour stuff, one in particular has had this shoe for a year now, looks perfect condition. Now she really just wears it here, but I mean, her shoes are in perfect condition. She got the black ones. So for gym, just gym, awesome shoe. If you're gonna be on the ground, crawling around, going outside, hiking, all that other stuff, $160 is just too expensive, and you're gonna wear through these really, really quick. Now these are zero drop. The things I do like about them, I mean, Vivobarefoot, if you're looking this up, you know they're a minimal shoe, right? We have a zero drop on these shoes. So wide toe box so your toes can spread out. It kind of has their standard tread on the bottom, which is their symbol. It looks like their symbol, right? Which, whatever shape, what is that, a hexagon? So it looks like that on the bottom. The tread on these is decent. Now for the minimals that are more like their cross trainers here, you'll notice that because it has a symbol and that's what the tread is, it is different than the Iffy G's that I have, where those are bigger because they're more for like hiking. With this, you're gonna feel every little thing that you step on, but also the grip that I found with these shoes compared to their Iffy G's isn't quite as good. Stepping on slick spots, it kind of like, you slide really quick with these. Doesn't have as much traction. So that's one thing to think about with that too. But I like the strap across the top. I just like the overall look of the shoe. Like I said, the wide toe box is a plus with any minimal shoe that I get. I have to have that as well. So it does have that. The big drawback for me, it really is just the mesh and how quick they wore down. Because at $160, I would just want these to last at least a year, right? And they lasted 6 months for me. I'm still wearing them, but with the holes in it, I'm gonna be moving on to some new shoes here pretty quick. But I am very, very active in these shoes as well. So you have to think about what you're doing. If you are a runner and you're transitioning, I've talked about this in previous videos, This isn't a shoe that you just buy and go running. You haven't adapted to running in a minimal shoe yet. You're gonna either need to go with something else, or you're dealing with like a Merrell shoe. And I mean they're in between Merrell, because Merrell also has a minimal shoe that is kind of like this, but they have an in-between shoe that's more minimal, wide toe box, but it has a little bit of a heel lift on it, so it has a little bit of a cushion for when you run, where this has none. All the shoes do come with an insert though, that gives a little bit more cushion. But other than that, I mean, there's no arch support or anything like that in the shoe. So transition, be conscious of that. Don't just go run a bunch of miles in these if it's the first time wearing minimals. I mean, your feet are gonna kill you and you're gonna think that the shoes suck, right? You haven't built strength in the foot yet. With that, they have a couple different colors. They have the black, they have this. The new ones, I think they have the Motus 2, which are mesh. They have like a navy blue with that. That looks pretty cool as well. I got this off Amazon. I went from the Stealth 2 at a 43 for the sizing. Got these at 43, way too big. Had to drop down. I got a 42 with these. I typically wear a 10.5 or 11 in US sizing. I got the 42 in these and they fit just right. I just got the canvas, the Gobi 2 canvas shoe. With that one I noticed, because I got the 42 thinking that should be similar sizing, right? Nope, had to send them back and I had to get the 43. So there is sizing discrepancies with this. What I did notice with this is that I did have to go a size down with it. And that might not be for everybody, right? So, but just be conscious of that as well. I do love the Vivobarefoot brand overall. Although this is, in my opinion, one of their coolest looking shoes, it was also just, in terms of breaking down, it was one of their worst. I got the used Stealth 2s. Those lasted me like a year and a half and they were already used. So that's just something to be conscious of. So like I said, if you're not gonna be doing all the groundwork and all the climbing trees and stuff like that, this is definitely a great gym shoe for sure, or just walking around. I mean, we just went to Washington, D.C. and New York, and I did walk around a little bit in these. I've been back home in Seattle, walking around downtown there, and they feel comfortable all day, walking around in the airports, all of that, especially once you wear it, you kind of break them in. To me, it feels like a slipper, and I just slip these things on. So regular laces too. Some of their other ones come with like unique laces, but the big thing here is the strap, so you can tighten that just a little bit more. But with minimals, you want them somewhat loose. That's the point. You don't want it hugging your foot like a regular shoe would. So that is it. To kind of surmise everything, if you move as much as I do, if you're climbing trees, if you're a parkour athlete and you're going to be rolling around on the ground or doing anything like that, I wouldn't recommend this shoe. You're going to tear it up too quick. You're going to be pissed off by the fact that you spent that much money on the shoe and then they were all holed up and torn up in a couple months. Everyday gym goer, if you're walking around, if you're a runner that has adapted to wearing minimal shoes, I definitely recommend it. If you're a trail runner, not so much, just because of how slick the shoes can get. That would be a concern. I wouldn't want you guys to slip and fall. Plus you're just gonna muddy them up and they'd be pissed off that you did that too. Everyday gym goer, for sure I recommend this shoe. Feels great when I'm lifting, doing my deadlifts and my regular strength training. It feels awesome. Like I said, it feels like a slipper almost, right? It just feels really, really comfortable. So I would recommend that if you're a regular gym goer. Hopefully you guys got to see some of the movements that I do with the little videos that I kind of plugged in on the side here with this, so you can understand the movements that I am doing as well, because I'm putting these shoes through a lot. It's not, when I say I'm going outside, I'm not just kind of walking around not doing much. I mean, I'm really hammering on these shoes, and considering that, I mean, the fact that they did last that long is awesome. At 160 bucks, I just would want them to last more. I can't necessarily knock the shoe. I knew I was taking a risk because of the mesh top, and it just tore quicker than I thought it would. So that is it, guys. That's who I recommend the shoe for. That's been my experience with the shoe. If you like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all of my content, hit the subscribe button for me. I am going to be doing the review on the Iffy G's because I've had those for a while now. I will be doing the canvas, the Gobi canvas as well, just because I got to walk around Washington, D.C. and New York all day for a week in those shoes. So I'll be reviewing those pretty soon as well, which are more like an everyday shoe, which has been nice. So instead of like an athletic looking shoe, I got a shoe that I could wear like jeans with. So I will be reviewing those as well. So check back soon for that. Thanks so much for watching.